I watched a man who made $200,000 a year file for bankruptcy. In the same city, a woman earning $50,000 quietly bought her third rental property. Same economy, same prices, same year. The only difference between them wasn't income. It was something almost nobody talks about, something I call wealth architecture. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it in your own life. Most people believe the answer to money problems is simple: earn more. But high earners go broke constantly, and modest earners build real wealth constantly, which means income was never the actual variable. The real variable is the structure underneath your spending, a structure most people build by accident, one convenient purchase at a time, until it quietly demands every dollar they make just to stay exactly where they are. This isn't new either. Economists have a name for it: lifestyle inflation, and it shows up in study after study of lottery winners who statistically end up back near their original net worth within a few years, not because the money vanished overnight, but because their architecture absorbed it exactly the way it absorbed every dollar before it. Today, we're taking that structure apart. 4 rules. No hype, no guesswork, just the math and the psychology of why money disappears and how to make it stop. Here's the first thing almost nobody accounts for. Everything you own costs money twice. The first cost is the price tag. The second cost is quieter, and it's often larger: storage, maintenance, mental energy, and the opportunity you gave up by choosing this instead of something else. Take a treadmill. In most urban areas, floor space runs somewhere around $30 to $50 per square foot per year. A treadmill, with clearance space included, takes up close to 20 square feet. That's $600 to $1,000 a year in implicit rent for a machine that in most homes spends more time holding laundry than being used. And possessions rarely exist in isolation. A boat needs a trailer. The trailer needs a hitch-equipped vehicle. The vehicle needs insurance, storage, and upkeep. Even a simple gym membership carries a hidden multiplier: the drive time, the gas, the mental tax of scheduling around it. The true cost of anything you buy is never just the sticker price. It's the entire ecosystem that follows it home. Run the math on almost any purchase and the same pattern appears. A $5,000 purchase can quietly become a $12,000 one once every multiplier is counted across its lifetime. This is why wealthy households that stay wealthy tend to ask a different first question before buying anything. Not, can I afford this, but what does this actually cost once I count everything it brings with it? The second rule is about behavior, not math. Human beings follow the path of least resistance. If spending is effortless, we spend, and if saving is effortless, we save. This is well documented in behavioral economics. The same person will make completely different decisions depending on how many steps stand between them and the purchase. Reduce the friction, and impulse wins. Add friction back, and the rational brain gets a chance to catch up. Wealthy by design people don't fight this tendency with willpower. They engineer it out of the equation entirely. That means removing saved card numbers from shopping sites, deleting the apps that make buying a single tap, and unsubscribing from the emails built to manufacture urgency you didn't have 5 minutes ago. Add one more rule on top of that: a mandatory 24-hour wait for any non-essential purchase. Most desire for a thing evaporates quietly within a day if you don't act on it immediately. The emotional spike that made it feel urgent fades faster than most people expect. Willpower runs out as the day goes on. It's a depleting resource, not a fixed trait. Your environment doesn't get tired the way your willpower does. So the goal isn't more discipline, it's a system that doesn't require any. Rule 3 is a single, honest question applied to everything you already own. If this disappeared today, would I spend money to replace it? Walk through your own home with that question. The bread maker in the back of the cabinet, the clothes you haven't worn in 18 months, the gadget you bought during a moment of excitement 2 years ago that hasn't been touched since. For most of what we own, the honest answer is no. These things exist through inertia, not intention, and they quietly cost you space, attention, and time you'll never get back cleaning around them, organizing them, or simply seeing them and feeling a small, low-grade guilt every time you do. Anything that fails this test has negative value in your life, even though it once had a positive price tag. The replacement test isn't about minimalism for its own sake. Plenty of wealthy people own a lot of things. It's about noticing what's actually earning its place in your life versus what's simply still there because removing it would require a decision nobody's made yet. The fourth rule is the one that catches high earners specifically, and it's the most important. Most people never define what enough looks like. So as their income rises, their lifestyle rises to meet it every single time. The new lifestyle becomes the new normal, which means the next raise gets absorbed before it ever reaches savings. It's a race where the finish line always moves exactly as fast as you do, which is why the feeling of almost there never actually arrives, no matter how much the number on the paycheck grows. The outweigh is almost too simple to believe. Define enough before the income arrives. Decide in advance what kind of home, what kind of car, and what level of comfort genuinely satisfies you. Write it down if you have to. Turn it into a number, not a feeling, because feelings are exactly what lifestyle creep is designed to exploit. Then let income grow past that number on purpose. Someone who defines enough at $60,000 of spending and then starts earning $150,000 builds wealth at an extraordinary rate, because the gap between those two numbers flows straight into assets instead of evaporating into a bigger life that was never actually the goal to begin with. Step back far enough and these four rules aren't really about money at all. They're about who's making your decisions, you or the environment you've let build itself around you by accident. Every ad, every one-click checkout, every just this once purchase is a small vote for a version of your life you probably didn't consciously choose. Wealth architecture is simply the practice of making those votes on purpose instead of by default. It's the same principle whether you're earning $50,000 or $500,000. The numbers change, but the structure underneath either serves you or drains you. And most people never stop to check which one is actually happening in their own life. Wealth was never about what you can show off. It's about optionality, the ability to leave a job that compromises you, take a real risk, or absorb an emergency without panic. That kind of freedom requires margin, and margin is built, not earned. It's the byproduct of a structure, not a bigger paycheck. So today, look around your own home and find your first 3 hidden costs. Run one purchase you're considering through the replacement test before you buy it. And if you haven't yet, write down your number for enough. If you want more systems like this one, money that works while you're not thinking about it, subscribe. Let's make this the year you stop chasing money and start building the architecture underneath it.